Hi guys, I'm Tristan. Welcome to my channel. I'm so grateful you're here. In this video, we're going to be doing a Q&A about dating. So maybe this is like dates that I've been on, things that went well, things that didn't go well, and just kind of talk about my dating life. So fun, so exciting. Let's jump into it. First question. What's your most memorable date experience, good or bad, and why? Okay, so my most memorable date experience, I'd have to say, is the one that I went on that I referenced in my last video about dating, where here's what it is. He asked me on a real date, and I feel that chivalry is sparse these days, and it's just like a DM or let's hang out or we're talking. I've been in 2 relationships, but I haven't dated as a Christian, so I haven't dated someone in 7 years, but I've been on dates. And so recently, or more recently, this guy, he was into me and he asked me on a real date. He was like, how about this? We'll go and we'll get sushi, and then we'll go from there to Murakami, which is these like Japanese gardens that you walk through. It's so beautiful. And the date was just so good. And so I met him there, and it's not that he wouldn't have picked me up, but I don't know him that well. I don't know that I want to be in his car right away. So I met him at the sushi place. We talked the whole time. It went so good. And then from there, he asked me, he was like, would you rather drive together to the gardens, or do you want to just drive separate and meet there? And I felt comfortable with him, and I knew him and I know his family. And so I was like, yeah, I'll just go with you. We'll drive together to the gardens and then you'll bring me back to my car from there. So then I drove with him to the gardens and we walked through it, and it was so good. It went really well. And then neither of us wanted the day to end. So he was like, well, you mentioned this ice cream place that you like. Do you want to go get ice cream? And sure, I'll go get ice cream. And so then we went and got ice cream, and then he walked me back to my car. And it was just such a fun date because I feel that it was really intentional. I loved this about him too. He was very like, here's the plan, here's what we're doing, here's the time, I'll see you then. It wasn't just, well, what do you want to do? Well, what do you want to do? Is it a date? It's just a hangout, or it's just chill, it's casual. Like, he was very intentional in pursuing me, which I loved. As women, we want to be pursued. And he set the date, the time, everything. That was just a really memorable date, I guess, dating experience, because I felt so pursued and so wanted. And even when I had tried to end it, he still fought for the relationship and was like, I'm not gonna let you go that easily. Like, I really like you. So that just made me feel so, sought after. That was probably one of my best date experiences. So, next question. What is your idea of a perfect date, and how does it reflect your personality? My perfect date. Okay, how crazy are we going? Like, skydiving? That would be so cool. I would totally do that. But if we're talking practically, that is practical. Skydiving. But if we're talking practically, maybe something like we go on a walk in the morning, or we see the sunrise, an activity after where he plans something and something fun. I went on those dates and we went mini golfing and we went to the gardens, but there's also, I don't know, like Butterfly World or Sea World or the zoo. I don't know that I want to go to the zoo, but like, you get the point. Something that's fun. What else could there be that's like, I don't know, just like, oh, we're going to Disney, but that's like an expensive date. I don't know. Something just fun that's an activity. Or going surfing, that's a lot of fun for me. If he planned something that was like a beach date where we went up to Cocoa Beach or Jupiter, and we got to do something fun, and we get acai bowls, and we're just out in the sun all day walking around. I love being outside. I love going on walks. I love being in the ocean. I like being active, not something that seems unintentional. I wouldn't want to go to just dinner and the movies. I want to be able to talk to him and get to know him, and especially talk to him about his relationship with Jesus. I don't know. So I don't really know my perfect date and how it reflects my personality. I just feel that I love doing things that are so fun and make me feel excited about being with him in life, and the conversation is really important to me too, that we're connecting on a deeper level than just what's on the surface. Can you guys comment down below dates that you've gone on that were like the best dates that you've been on, or bad dates that you've been on? But I feel like I need help with that question. What's a good date that you've gone on that was memorable? Maybe I would adopt as my perfect date too, because I'm not sure. If you could go on a date anywhere in the world, where would you go and what would you do? Anywhere in the world. Okay, I'm just gonna go with what my mind went to first. But there's a lot of options, obviously. But my mind first went to Israel because I would want to know what the way his faith would light up being in the same places that Jesus walked and getting to have such rich conversations about the Lord. Like, we're standing in the place where David and Goliath happened and how that story impacts his life. And we're in the place where Jesus was crucified. We're at some of those landmarks. We're at the Sea of Galilee and like experiencing all of these things from the Bible and living out our faith together. That would be so cool. Yeah, no, that would be the date I'd want to go on in a different country and just experiencing Jesus and the way he lived his life when he was walking there, but experiencing that together would be really, really cool. What are the top 3 qualities you look for in a partner and why are they important to you? Okay, first one off the top of my head is he God-fearing? Does he have a genuine relationship with Jesus where he loves the Lord more than he'll love me? Because I know that if he loves God more than me, he'll honor me well. And not to say our relationship would be perfect and that he's going to be perfect, but I love the Lord with my whole heart. My relationship with God is everything to me. So I would want him to be God-fearing and have an authentic, deep, genuine relationship with the Lord. The second quality is if he's a man of integrity. Integrity is really important to me and something I value a ton. It's, essentially being the same person when nobody's watching, and that's your character. If you're willing to make these compromises behind closed doors, but then you're somebody else outside and people see a different version of you, it's just inauthentic to me. And having personal integrity is something I value a lot in my own life, that I'm not somebody who likes to compromise. I'm not somebody who says one thing but does another. I don't live a hypocritical lifestyle, and that matters to me, that he is a man of integrity who seeks to do the right thing and walk in honesty and be the same person behind closed doors. The third, I covered, faith, I covered emotions, and so physically is something also important to me, is that he prioritizes his health. I think health is so important, and I care a lot about my health, and I'm trying to make better decisions in the way that I eat and my overall lifestyle. So a man that prioritizes his health and the gym, his workouts, and being physically strong to be able to make me feel protected and safe, and also urging me in my health matters to me. What's a dating deal breaker for you that might surprise others? When choosing a partner, how important should physical attraction be? I'll just answer it while we're on the video. Okay, so this video is sponsored by Culture Games, and I want to just be transparent. I don't want to just sell you guys something and partner with brands that I don't actually use in my own life or agree with. So my mom started a small group on Tuesday nights through our church on Christian culture, and this is one of their games. They have 2 different versions. One is Christian Culture Singles Edition, and it asks you dating topics, singleness questions, so I'll show you in a second. And they have another one, Christian Culture, the game of Christian conversations on hot topics from the Bible. And I get conversation going about God at the table, whether it be with your family members, with your friends, or in your relationship. I'm going to read one of the questions from Christian Culture Singles Edition. This is what it looks like. Okay. When choosing a partner, how important should physical attraction be? I fully believe that your heart ought to be the most beautiful thing about you. Who you are is way more important, on the inside than what you look like on the outside, but physical attraction is important too. And so that's why I think we need to be taking care of ourselves outwardly also. You know, health is important, working out is important. Those things physically do matter. But when choosing a partner, how important should it be? I think it's less important than who they are in the characteristics in the fruits of the spirit. You know, loving, joyful, peaceful, patient, kind, gentle, faithful, self-controlled. Those are the things that are important when looking for a partner, because there's also that verse in Proverbs that says, charm is deceitful and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Physical attraction, though it is important, it's not as important as the heart and who you are on the inside, and especially someone being God-fearing in a relationship with the Lord and prioritizing their relationship with God first and foremost above all else in their life. So on a scale of 1 to 10, back to my original question, how important should it be? Let's say godliness is 10 out of 10 importance. So then physical attraction is like 6 out of 10. Is that wrong? I don't know. Like half of it. 5 out of 10. No, 5 out of 10. 6 out of 10. So yeah, that's my final answer. But all that to say that if you guys, you know, support me and this channel and, you know, can trust me to pour into your life spiritually in your relationship with God, I would just totally 100% encourage you to get these cards and start talking through some of these topics, or you can even look at them and journal about them yourself. They're good, they're thought-provoking, and there's a lot of insight that you can gather with one another. So I'll link it in the description below, and you can go ahead, click that link, and that code that you use to get any game that you choose from their website also helps to support me and what I'm doing in my ministry on YouTube. Let's get back to the video. What's a dating deal breaker for you that might surprise others? A dating deal breaker would be if he struggled with pornography. And to me, that would be equal to cheating. And I know that like it says what might surprise others. Like, okay, watching pornography is equivalent to cheating. That's a little much, but I don't want any part of that in our relationship at all. So if that would be something that came out that I found out he struggled with or was, doing behind closed doors, and especially if I didn't know about it, one, that's lying to me, because then you're keeping that a secret and that's something lacking personal integrity. It's not God-fearing, and it's just not something that I would want brought into my relationship with him. And so somebody that struggles with pornography is a deal breaker for me, for sure. Would you rather date someone who shares your hobbies but has different values, or someone who shares your values but has different interests? I would rather date someone who shares my values but has different interests, because I think interests and hobbies can be separate. Like, okay, you like to do that one thing. You like to go golfing. I don't care to go golfing. So I have friends in my life that I could go do the hobbies and things that interest me. That allows us to also have some individuality in our relationship. But values is something that I think need to be aligned in order for the relationship to succeed. So again, our relationship with God, our integrity, our health, these are things that are of value to me that I wouldn't want to just overlook and be like, yeah, he doesn't care about those things, but at least we can, you know, at least we can go to the beach together. Like, oh, okay, forget the part where he doesn't care about the Lord, he doesn't care about his health, he doesn't have integrity or honesty, but at least we can go and have fun at the beach. Like, they definitely don't outweigh one another, and so value is definitely the one that I would choose in that question, opposed to similar hobbies. And we could also find new hobbies and interests together that we both like. What advice would you give to someone who is just starting to date for the first time? Off the top of my head, a lot of these are just the questions I'm going through that are just off the top of my head, but I'm open to talking about them, so I would love for you to comment some of these questions' answers down below. But the advice I would give to someone who just started dating for the first time is you don't have to give any part of yourself away to feel like you have to earn the love or attention or validation for a guy. You don't need to compromise your morals or your boundaries because you want him to like you. For example, I think there's a big expectation physically to give stuff away in order for him to like you. or choose you. And I would just give you the advice that just because you go on a date with a guy doesn't mean you owe him anything. Even if he buys your dinner, I think that's expected. He should be paying for your meal. If he's paying for the date, if he's asking for your time and wanting to pursue you and take you on a date, he should be paying for that. There's no expectation in return for you to give any part of your body away, even anything. Like, you don't owe him a kiss. You don't owe him anything more than that. You are going with him on the date, you're getting to know one another. And when you're dating him, you're still getting to know each other. It's a friendship with more intentionality. It doesn't need to be more than that where you feel that you owe him anything. And that would be the advice, to stand firm to what you value and stand firm, especially as a Christian, to your boundaries and not feel you have to compromise them for the guy to like you. So the last question I'll answer is, how do you feel about dating apps? Are they a modern necessity or a last resort? I would say that for me, they're a last resort. People have different opinions on them. Do I think they could work? Sure. I know people that meet on dating apps, and for some of them it could work. For some of them it doesn't work. More often than not, I feel it doesn't work, but to each their own. For me though, I wouldn't resort to a dating app because I would just rather meet somebody organically and get to know them in a real world context rather than swiping left or right on an app and really just getting to know them because of what they look like and a sentence in their bio. I like long walks on the beach. Like, no thank you. And so, well, yes, thank you, but not from the dating app like that. I don't like that. And so for me, I wouldn't go on a dating app, and I would rather just meet him, you know, through church or through friends or some other organic way in person versus, you know, whatever's out there, Bumble, Tinder, whatever it is. So even the Christian dating apps, no. For me, no. But I don't know. If it works for you, it works for you. So those are the questions I wanted to answer in today's video, and this was fun. I liked doing it, but I hope that this was a blessing to you and an encouragement to you and helped to give some good advice biblically and from my own, you know, experiences as well. If it was, like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys again next week. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.